Hello, everyone. We are live right now at Catch Your Breath 60. We are having our tea time chat on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Every Tuesday at 3 p.m. We talk about a different subject, mostly to do with COPD and chronic illness. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Janice. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate everybody who joins me today. So, weather report. Well, the weather has been wonderful in southern Ontario. It's unbelievably warm. It's up about 20 degrees, bright sunshine, very little rain. It's all good. We are truly blessed to have this weather, and I have a feeling that it might be the calm before the storm. I don't know. Everybody's telling me that we are having a cold, snowy winter. So for me, that's not good, because, well, you've got COPD, uh, cold weather is not good for us. Maybe next week we'll talk about precautions to take for cold weather. Hi, Letta. Hi, Rose. Hi, Beverly. Yeah, maybe next week we'll talk about that and wearing our mask. Today, I want to talk about putting together your go-to bag. So we know that at this time, it is not a good idea to be in hospital or to go to hospital. But if we have to go, we have to go. We cannot ignore it. And so being prepared is the key. So some of us don't live close to the hospital, and we have to go a little bit further away. And that means that we won't be having as many visitors as we could have. It will be, travel. They have to travel and take time off work or whatever. So whatever the reason is that we have to go to the hospital, we need to make sure that we are prepared. Inclement weather, reaction to booster shots, power outages. These and many other issues can have you need to leave your house immediately. How will you manage if you have to get everything together, if you have to leave your house in 5 minutes? Now, I've had some people tell me from the States that they often lose power depending where you are, what state you're in, and that sort of thing, right? But if you lose power, and if you're used to it, how will you manage your oxygen? Because your concentrator won't work. So how will you manage your oxygen? Do you have enough tanks in the house? Should you run out of oxygen or not be able to use your concentrator? Do you have accessibility to extra tanks? And will your provider give them to you? Because we can't always predict our reaction to environment, but we can be ready in advance. First of all, let's pick a suitcase. You don't need a large suitcase. That's nonsense to take a large suitcase. For one thing, you're not in the hospital long enough to use all that stuff that you're taking. So you just need one that's big enough to carry your essentials. In fact, the smaller the better. And find a reasonably priced suitcase, but make your suitcase stand out among the mass of black suitcases by picking a unique color. it will stand out among all of the black ones. And that's exactly what you want, to be able to say, that's my suitcase right there. So unique colors, patterns, whatever you like. It can be bright neon pink if you want. There's lots of those ones out there, and they might be made for kids, but we're all just kids at heart. Check the zippers in the pockets of your suitcase, whatever carry-on or whatever you decide to use. These are important because we have so many things to put in them. So sometimes when I was looking for my bag, I found one suitcase that none of the zippers worked. They were all broken. I don't know how that happened. I could almost see a kid sitting there breaking those. Well, his mom was shopping, right? But I don't know that that's the case. But be careful about that, because if the zippers are broken and if the pockets don't work, then what's the problem? What's the point, right? Inside my suitcase, I add a waterproof lunch bag. And this holds all my liquids like shampoo, conditioner, nasal gel, which we always need in the hospital. Always have nasal gel on hand. Moisturizing cream, deodorant, and toothpaste and toothbrush. We want to keep those away from kind of, getting germs from everything. So if we keep them in a waterproof lunch bag, it keeps them kind of away from everything else, right? So let's make a list of the things that you will put in your to-go bag. So just like our comfort box, and by the way, did anybody do a comfort box last week? I thought it was a really good idea, and I thought that it went over really well. So just like our comfort box, what we need is private and personal and confidential. We don't have to show anybody. We don't have to ask anybody. It is what we need or what we feel we need. Take a journal or a small book so that you can write down the things that the doctors and nurses are telling you, and that you don't forget anything. Sometimes when the doctors and nurses talk to us, we don't understand and we get it mixed up. So when I go to a doctor's appointment, I always have my husband there. Well, because, he's my chauffeur, right? So I always make him come in. I drag him right into the appointment with me. And then on the way home, we talk about what happened. What did he say? What did it mean? So if I have a book when he's not there, just a small Dollar Tree book, just to write down the things that the doctors are telling me. You can have a set of pajamas, but you don't need a set of pajamas. They have lots of gowns in the hospital, and they prefer that you wear the gowns so that they can react quickly if they have to, right? Welcome, Karen. So that they can react quickly, right? And there's nothing wrong. You can get you can get some hospital gowns. You put one on with the opening in the back, and you put the other one on with the opening in the front, and you're covered. So, but you can take an old pair of pajamas. Don't take new ones, because sometimes things get lost in the hospital. I always take a portable fan. And if you can get one with remote, they're very, very popular these days. So get one with a remote so that you don't have to keep getting up and turning it on and off, right? I spent $10 on mine. You just have to watch, and when they go on sale, you just grab one up and throw it in your suitcase. Sometimes the rooms are very, very hot. I keep my house kind of cool. I always have, because I used to be, well, when I was menopausal, I was always hot. And so we got used to keeping the house kind of cool, right? And when you have a house, you keep it cool. Hi, Nicola. So when I go into the hospital and they've got the heat up, I'm like, oh my God. I hear you, Letta. That's what I think. And it's funny how when we do come out of the meeting, he will say something totally different than I say. And then we have to discuss, who's right and who's wrong. So, yeah, so find a portable fan if you can, because the hospital rooms are really, really hot. It doesn't get plugged in. It will charge with my charger. I can charge it with my charger. Same charger as my phone. So it makes it pretty convenient. Charging cords. Let's not forget charging cords. And all of the apparatus that we need, all the, the extension cords and everything that we need. Whatever you need, make sure that you have your charging cords, because if you don't, then your phone's actually no good. I like to take a family picture. I take Hunter all the time. And I like to have a picture. Doesn't really serve much purpose, but hey, hi, Kathleen. But hey, it makes me happy to see him. And so I just throw it in my suitcase. I take a favorite sweater. Because my house is so cool, I always have a favorite sweater. Sometimes it's a big bulky one, and sometimes it's a thinner, lighter sweater. Sorry, I keep hitting my hair because the hairdresser canceled on me this week, and my hair is absolutely horrible. So a favorite sweater or a favorite jacket or whatever, the thing is that you should be including things that are going to make you comfortable, that you're going to look at and go, oh, I waited for that for so long. You can also include a laptop blanket if you have one. I like a weighted blanket, and I've talked about this before. If I had a weighted blanket, I could sleep better, no question about it. And I don't want to take mine into the hospital because I'm afraid of bed bugs. So I've never, ever, ever gotten bed bugs from any doctor's office or any hospital visit, but I'm terrified of them. My girlfriend actually told me a couple weeks ago that somebody in her survey got bed bugs, and it came from the PSW. They brought them in, and I was like, oh my God, does that happen? But she says, no, it doesn't. So a laptop blanket. Or what other blankets I've got are those, they're faux fur. They've been popular for a little bit. Slippers. The floors in the hospital are not always clean. They might get a lick and a promise every once in a while, but they're rarely clean. And when you walk around with bare feet, you are taking all of that debris on your feet, and then you're taking it into your bed and you're sleeping with it. Get yourself slippers or skid reducing socks. The socks with the skid marks on the bottom of it, so to stop you from falling. Don't forget to include a bag for laundry. Yes, my feet get cold. My feet get very, very cold. And I'm always wearing men's work socks. So when I get into the hospital and I don't have them, I'm like, oh. I was in the hospital with one roommate who kept wetting herself. She couldn't get off her BiPAP and get to the bathroom in time. She was constantly wetting herself. Oh my God. Like, it was so annoying, right? And they didn't want to say anything to her because she was a long-term patient. But I'm telling you, it drove me crazy. Take a few pairs of underwear because your underwear are going to be needed. Once they start all of that, those liquids, they put you on saline, and then they start pumping you full of antibiotics and potassium and magnesium. It's a lot of liquids going through you, and sometimes you wet your pants. Now, the last time I was in, I did, and I kept trying to change them, but I couldn't keep up. And I finally asked her if I could have a diaper or a maternity pad. She didn't have pads, but she had a diaper that I could put on just under my underwear or in my underwear to make it so that I wasn't peeing myself every 2 minutes, right? So a couple of pairs of underwear. So what I do is when I have old underwear, when I buy new underwear, I take some of the old ones and throw them in my bag. That way I can use them and throw them out when I get to the hospital if I want to. Hi, Dottie. Take your phone. Remember that you have to have a phone or a tablet these days in order to keep yourself busy. It's not enough to have just a book or whatever. We need to stay in touch with family and friends. They're going to inquire how you are. And in order to do that, I think we need our phone. Consider a coloring book or a crossword book with new crayons or new pencils. It just can pass the time of day. The thing is, in the hospital, you're in bed, but you're spending all your time waiting for the doctor. So, what other things do you think you should have in your go-to bag? Anybody? Nobody? It's not an exclusive list. There's lots of other things that you can take. And what I would recommend is that you don't take too much. Take enough so that you will be comfortable for a day or two. You know that when we go in the hospital, we're normally in the hospital for a week. And if you gauge for that time, you will have enough of everything to keep you comfortable, right? I'm very lucky because the hospital's about 20 minutes away from my house. So my husband can always come down to see me. Nicola, I love that comment. Nicola says that she loves powdered Gatorade. I've never tried it before, but I do like Gatorade. And I find when I take Gatorade, I feel a little bit better. It kind of evens out all the electrolytes and everything. And by the way, I do take my peppermint tea. I take my peppermint tea so I can just use my own tea because I really like peppermint and you can't always get it, right? So I like my peppermint tea. That's a good idea. A few snacks. Letta says a few snacks, hard candies, and baby wipes. Oh, what a great idea, baby wipes. They are a fabulous idea. And a few snacks. I always have some snacks on hand. I don't know if you If you're diabetic, you're not going to take chocolate. But I like to have some chocolate in case somebody comes and they want some chocolate. I'm not fussy about it, but I always had some snacks in the room, some graham crackers, some bananas, some grapes, whatever, right? So, and hard candies are so important because with hard candies, it helps the dryness in your mouth. Remember that the hospital is very, very dry. And they do that as a rodent. They do that for rodents. They make it very, very dry so that when rodents eat the mouse food, they are thirsty, thirsty, thirsty. And of course, they can't find anything, and so they disintegrate. It's ridiculous. But, anyways, I used to work in a store. And the guy explained to me why it is so dry in there and what happens when the mice eat the food. So it was pretty gross. Okay, anything else? Oh, so there's a point. Yes, I hear you, Beverly. You've been very, very sick the last couple of times that you've gone into the hospital. But having that radio on hand is pretty snazzy because it's whatever keeps you going, right? So for me, I surf, and I'm always surfing something. But if you like the radio, get it out. That's a great idea. It's a great idea. And also, on that note of having a radio, make sure that you have headphones so that you can uh, listen to your music or listen to whatever's going on without bothering anybody else. Yeah, if you like your tablet. I like my phone. I'm actually down a tablet right now. I don't have a tablet, so um, I would prefer my tablet. In fact, I'm thinking about getting another one. My husband got me one, and I let mine go. I shouldn't have done it. It was an 8-inch, and he bought me a 10-inch, which is absolutely huge and mostly unmanageable. So I'm thinking about getting another one. Yes, word search, coloring books, um, crosswords, all of that stuff can keep us busy, right? Yeah, I hear you, Kathleen. I don't have a tablet either. I've just got a phone. But it's okay. It can do most stuff. Now, if you have to pay for Wi-Fi, if you get to a hospital, my hospital has free Wi-Fi. But if you don't have free Wi-Fi, you have to pay for it in order to get it, right? So some of the things that you might want to think about doing is downloading a few movies from Netflix or Prime, wherever you are. And when you download them, you can watch them without internet. Might have to get the kids to show you how to do that. But that's what my son was saying the other day. Okay, let's sit back. Let's sit back and straighten your back and lower your shoulders. You can see that I'm still suffering from my arthritis flare up. I don't think it's ever going to go away. I'm embarking on my 3rd month now. No doctors, can't find anybody. I can't get an appointment until January. Absolutely ridiculous. All right. Practicing now will help you make it a habit. Inhale through your nose and take it deep into your belly. Hold for a few seconds and exhale through pursed lips. When you get into trouble and you cannot catch your breath, invite this habit to become your go-to. Inhale through your nose, deep into your belly. Exhale through pursed lips as if you're blowing out candles. It should have a bit of oomph behind it. Begin to breathe using pursed lips. I might do that, Beverly. Inhale through your nose and take a breath deep into your belly. Hold it for a few seconds and exhale through pursed lips. Remember to keep your thoughts positive. What you say has power. If you're constantly saying negative things about yourself, you are going to live a negative life. You need to find the positivity in every day. Wake up every morning and be grateful for something. Find out what you're grateful for and keep it going all day. Gratitude is positivity. Inhale through your nose and take a deep breath into your belly. Hold for 2 seconds and exhale through pursed lips. Stay in this moment and concentrate on your breath. Inhale through your nose, deep into your belly, and exhale through pursed lips. We are slowing our breathing pattern so we can breathe more efficiently. Inhale through your nose, take a deep breath into your belly, and exhale through pursed lips as if you are blowing out a candle. Each breath has more meaning than the last. Inhale through your nose and take a deep breath into your belly. Hold for 4 seconds and exhale through pursed lips as if you were blowing out a candle. Notice how relaxed and calm you are. Inhale through your nose and take a deep breath into your belly. Hold for 5 seconds and exhale through pursed lips for 10 seconds. Something that we must keep in mind when we get short of breath, and that is that it is not necessary to breathe in. We keep gasping for air and try to get more air into our lungs, when in fact, that is not the problem. The problem is that our lungs are full and we can't get any more air in. So no matter how much we gasp for air, we can't get it in. Instead, exhale for twice as long as you inhale. and I swear that this will take care of your shortness of breath. Thank you, everybody who joined me today. I really appreciate it. And this live stream will be up in a few minutes. Thank you.